On New Year's Eve in Times Square, New York, over 1 million people are happily waiting for the new year, but their lives are about to be threatened by a decorative ball that will explode if you don't stop the villain's plan. Only this woman can stop them. The events take place in London before the start of the working day, on the roof of the U.S. Embassy building, where 2 unknown men dressed in military clothing are watching the employees of the visa department. But their attention is drawn to a woman who suddenly arrives on a motorcycle. This is Kate Abbott, a security professional who is new to London. Many years ago, during the tragedy of 9/11, she lost her best friends in a horrific explosion. Now she is fighting to prevent this from happening to other people. It seems that everyone is being gathered in the conference room at 10 because there are urgent security issues. This is Sam Parker, her boss. He provides everyone present with information about a Maltese man who was caught with a fake passport. The passport did not have a new digital watermark. The alarm went off, and the man tried to escape, but he was eliminated on the spot for his involvement in a suspicious organization. Sam warned the employees that now their enemies know that they will not be able to forge new visas and will try to obtain real ones, so they need to be more alert than ever. The Maltese man was a doctor specializing in pharmaceutical gases, so Kate requested that anyone with a similar profession be immediately taken into account and the information forwarded to her. Another workday continues, and people are being issued their visas. Suddenly, employee Naomi notices a man, Dr. Emil Balin, a Romanian citizen who specializes in pharmaceutical gases. His visa to the US is still under review, and Naomi immediately sends the information to Kate. So Kate herself came to meet with the Romanian man. She had to check whether he was safe before allowing the visa application process to continue. The woman checks the information. The doctor stated that the reason for his visit to the United States was a medical conference. She carefully reads the details and notes that this conference is for pediatricians, while the Romanian is a general practitioner. But he found an excuse, saying that he works in a clinic for immigrants and many of his patients are children. Okay, you might think that's true. But Kate is not easily fooled, and she continues to press him with questions. If that's really the case, why is there no letter from the clinic where a Dr. Balin works? Kate's colleague Bill overhears this interrogation. He calls her over for a quick chat. She explains that she finds it all suspicious, but Bill only sees problems for himself. When security delays documents for a long time, people miss their flights, and then people like him have to deal with all the complaints. And it seems that Romanian doesn't look suspicious to him. It looks like he's just part-time as a pediatrician as a side hustle. Why not? But Kate is adamant she does her job. Balin has already left the office. Kate's suspicions were not for nothing. The scoundrel went to report to his boss that some new security woman was standing in the way of them getting their visas. The boss has his own team. He came to the watchmaker, but this man is not simple. It's Nash. The boss hired him for a job, to eliminate Kate Abbott. After work, Kate worked on some extra paperwork, but she was interrupted by a notification that she was late for the exhibition at Lisa's gallery. Lisa is Kate's friend, and even though she was late for the exhibition, the friends spent time together afterwards over a glass of champagne. Lisa said she had sold everything, but left one painting for Kate. In general, Kate does not share details of her work because of its specific nature, even though Lisa asked her about it. After relaxing a little with her friend, the woman still returned to her work computer in the middle of the night to gather more information about the Romanian. Kate called Naomi, even though it was late at night, because she urgently wanted to find out about the Sri Lankan researcher whose visa Naomi had recently approved. But as it turned out, it wasn't her, it was Bill, pretending to free up time for Naomi. Kate returned to her empty apartment through the night city. Meanwhile, Nash is actively creating something, and I would rather tell you that he has watched too many DIY videos. But no, it's something explosive. In the morning, she decided to visit the company where the same doctor from Romania works. She wants to see Balin's work permit in London and the rest of the documents. This surprises the company's boss. For such a request, Kate must present written permission from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and not just come and demand to see the documents. He reacted negatively and showed the woman to the door. Problems are already waiting for Kate at the embassy, where Inspector Paul Anderson has arrived. He immediately and appropriately reprimanded Kate for breaking the rules and demanding Balin's documents without contacting his office. As it turns out, the doctor is not an ordinary person, but has political connections, and the ambassador herself came to the meeting with Kate, but she has no intention of backing down. Sam tries to resolve the situation, supporting Kate and her intuition about the criminals. It's Bill's colleague's birthday today, at least that's what he said. So he invited his colleagues to a restaurant to celebrate, but said he would finish some business and join them in a few minutes so they could take a table. Kate wanted to talk to Bill, but he quickly avoided it, blaming it on urgent tasks. But the matters are not simple, but murky. He was instructed over the phone to delete the data on the 5 people who had recently been granted visas, including Dr. Bill himself did not show up at the restaurant, so Kate went to a store across the street to buy a small gift. Meanwhile, the restaurant served meat, but the presentation was strange and grotesque. While Kate was standing at the checkout, there was a loud explosion from the restaurant, so powerful that it threw people in the parking lot, and even Kate herself in the store. She quickly recovered. Everything around her was on fire. The only person she saw unharmed was an unknown man in a gray coat. He looked at the woman coldly and pointed a gun at her. Death stared her in the face, but pure luck saved her. The tank exploded and knocked the stranger back, disorienting him. Kate immediately ran to the next street, where an ambulance and the police were already heading to the scene. The man lost Kate in the crowd and reported this to his boss. But the boss wants one thing, for Kate not to survive, as she stands in the way of his business. Sam Parker found out that a whole group of their employees was at the scene, and, shocked, he went there. Anderson is already there. The explosion destroyed most of the surveillance cameras at the restaurant entrance and across the street, so it is unknown whether they will be restored. They also found Kate's belongings in the store, but the woman herself was not there. Whether she is alive or not is still unknown. Meanwhile, Kate ran into a random bathroom in a restaurant to recover from this tragedy. How can you believe that in a matter of seconds, your colleagues are no longer alive? History repeats itself, as it once did with her friends. Kate and Bill were also supposed to be at this restaurant, but they are not answering their phones. Anderson notes that Kate is also a suspect in the case, so her details have been passed on to the police. The man also knows well who the woman is connected to, so he gives orders to also follow her closest friend, Lisa. Kate can be tracked by her badge with a locator, so Sam and Sally, who monitors all the information and immediately provides it to the man, are now doing just that. Kate is now in the park and Bill sees her. She hurriedly explains to him that she was trying to do something, but the man in the gray coat wanted to kill her. Bill dragged her aside and took out his gun. She quickly realized what was happening, and while he was trying to shoot, she held his arm back. But one of the shots went straight at him. They are in a crowded place, so people immediately took out their phones and started filming, when suddenly a silhouette in a gray coat appeared. She wanted to shoot first, but in vain. There are no more bullets. So the only way out is to run. Nash took Bill's badge while the woman threw the gun away on the way, and Sam arrived at the park and saw only the body of a man who was no longer alive. Now it looks as if Kate wanted to eliminate all visa workers. There are many witnesses, and they have video footage of the crime committed in the park. Anderson has ordered Kate's arrest. Sam is stressed and wants to find Kate, but her badge code was damaged in the explosion, and the signal is weak, which is exactly what Anderson is hoping for. That Sam will lead them to Kate, but Sam is sure that the woman is innocent. Kate walked a long way through the underground passage into the post office. I honestly have no idea how she can still walk in those heels. I would have thrown them away by now. I think you would too. From the post office, she tried to call Sam, but his line was busy. While she was doing this, 2 old ladies recognized her because she was already being shown on TV as a wanted person. Kate asked the girl at the counter for her phone to make a call, and in return gave her her silver watch. She contacted Lisa. She needed clothes and money. They agreed to meet at a crowded subway station in 2 hours. Meanwhile, the 3 of them gathered on the roof, the boss, Doctor, and the sniper Nash, discussing the explosion they were planning to carry out in New York on New Year's Eve. But now, Balin, who specializes in gases, has created a mixture that will destroy a large area around it when fired. Right now, they want to test it. The sniper fired a bullet at a ball placed on the roof of a nearby residential complex, and it was violently blown apart. The ambassador blames Kate for everything. Evidence has emerged that Kate recently requested information about people who had been granted visas, and she lied to the database security guard that she had permission, and he took her at her word. Sam is furious and defends the woman, saying that you can't just discredit a trustworthy person by pinning all the crimes on her. Something bigger is going on, something that the woman has nothing to do with. Kate wants justice, and she is definitely innocent. Sam is sure of it. Lisa arrived at the station as agreed, but the police are already following her. Sam and Sally are smoking near their computers, and the woman shows him data from Anderson's forensic laboratory. Traces of chromium were found in the explosives that was in the restaurant. The last time this happened was in Paris, 2 years ago, and they both recognize the trace at that moment. They call him the watchmaker, that is, Nash. He has had numerous plastic surgeries, and no one knows for sure what he looks like. Kate's badge gave the signal, and right now she is at the station where she is supposed to meet Lisa. So Sam is already rushing there, and he's not alone. Anderson is also there, and Nash is already waiting at the station. With the help of Bill's things, he found out her location. Nash hacked into the police line and gave false information about a thief with explosives on the other side of the station, so they rushed there. This distracted attention from Kate, and he planned to deal with Kate himself without any unnecessary witnesses. Kate quickly hid Lisa from Nash, took her friend's money and belongings, and told her not to move and to hide where she was. Kate herself was running away from Nash when suddenly Sam and Anderson appeared and chased after Kate, which stopped the scoundrel and forced him to retreat. Kate ran to the subway tunnel. Anderson ordered his men to make sure Sam stayed put and ran after Kate himself. The woman took a flashlight from the emergency box. Anderson's shouts were already breathing down her neck. The woman ran into the danger zone, and the men behind her began shooting past her back to scare and stop her. But she moved forward and broke the light bulbs in the tunnel with her own hands to slow them down. The men lost her. Kate climbed down into the hatch, and it seemed that the only ones here were mice. But no, not the only ones. A small explosive rolled out under the woman's feet. It was Nash's doing. She quickly grabbed a sharp object from the side when she heard footsteps and pretended to be unconscious. He didn't expect Kate to hit him hard and run away. This slowed the man down. Kate came to Bill's house and got into the apartment through the window where Sam was already waiting for her. Kate explained everything to him, and the man broke her badge so that they wouldn't be followed. But it was too late. Nash already knew her location. Sam supported Kate and became an island of safety after everything she had been through. She is outraged that no one in the police believes her, but she has to protect her own life. Kate has a flash drive with more than 600 approved visa applications, and Bill interfered with 5 of those applications and deleted them. But the connection between these 5 people is still unknown. Bill said something strange in the park. I have no choice. So, as they walked around the apartment, they saw a bedroom door, but it was locked. Who puts a padlock on a bedroom door? Sam shot it open and they went in. Turning on the light, they revealed their presence to Nash, who was watching from the street outside the window. In the photos in the room was Bill's son, Johnny. They took the photo out of the frame and saw some discs. They played the video and there was a speech by the son. He is being held captive in Afghanistan and was forced to make a video for Bill to blackmail him. This is how Bill was recruited to commit crimes. Sam's 2 partners' car was parked outside, but when he called them, there was no answer, and that it was time to get out of the house as quickly as possible. As they ran, there was an explosion that hit Sam. Nash was there. Kate managed to run out onto the stairwell, but this genius, in order to shorten the distance to her, climbed down the chandelier like a rope. However, the sound of the explosion quickly attracted the police, and Nash had to retreat again. Kate ran into a cafe and called Sally to find out if Sam was alive. But he is barely breathing, his injuries are severe. Anderson, who is in contact with the ambassador, has already arrived at Bill's house. Witnesses saw Kate running out of the house. The ambassador is furious and orders them not to hesitate to eliminate her if they find her. The ambassador is convinced that Kate committed all these crimes, including wounding Sam. All the evidence points to this, even though it is not true. Kate must go to the embassy and hack into the database, whatever it takes. She knows she is innocent and will prove it. Sally turned off the cameras. Kate broke through the barrier with a fire extinguisher and pulled out the hard drive, which set off the alarm, but she found out what she needed to know. Emil Balan is flying to New York right now. That's where the big explosion is planned. She gave Sally the flight number and fled the vault before the security forces arrived. Meanwhile, Emil Balan is already at the US airport. Sally convinces the ambassador to stop a man at the airport. There is still time, but she does not want to follow Kate's suspicions. She does not trust her. Nash and the boss discuss the events of 9/11. Nash reproaches his boss, saying that he is pursuing a single goal: to make money. Nash wants half of his boss's profits from the attack and has lied that he has already eliminated Kate, even though she is alive and walking around the airport right now. She changed her clothes and bought glasses, and she will be flying under the name Amy Garrison, which Sally helped her obtain. Kate found matches for Balan's data in various companies and sent them to Sally. The ambassador gave the order to search for Kate's location and matches for her digital footprint. Eventually, they find information that Kate is now flying to New York. Kate met a gypsy who offered her a ride, and she agreed because he works unofficially. Balan is already giving instructions on the final stages of making explosives in a New York laboratory. It's New Year's Eve. Suddenly, while watching the local news, Kate realizes what this group of villains is planning to do. In New York, Times Square will be decorated with a ball containing cooling gas to prevent the LEDs from overheating on New Year's Eve. The attack will be related to the ball, 100%. 28 minutes before the new year, Dr. Balan and his allies arrived under the cover of employees. No further driving is allowed, so Kate has to continue on foot. She noticed Balan and the ball flashing with LEDs, which had already been launched into the sky. It's a disaster. She followed Balan, but at that moment, his allies noticed her and attacked Kate from behind. She manages to fight them off. Nash gets out of a taxi at Times Square. He meets Balan, and they take the elevator to the roof of the building. Kate has no intention of being nice. She simply doesn't have time for that. Kate pointed her gun at the doorman and demanded information about which room Balan and Nash were in. Nash was already assembling his sniper rifle. 5 minutes until the new year. They went up to the roof, the key moment. But Nash is in no hurry. He's tweaking something in the weapon with a screwdriver. Balan notes how he has been waiting for this moment. But suddenly, Nash ends Dr. Balan's life with a single movement of his hand and the screwdriver. With only a minute left, Kate runs up the stairs to the roof. She bursts in and shoots Nash in the shoulder, but the man, taken by surprise, fires a bullet to complete his task, but misses. He threw a tool at Kate's leg and gained some time to reload his rifle. Her gun fell off the roof, but she continues to move to stop Nash. She won't let him destroy all these innocent people who are happily waiting for the new year. Nash wants to deal with the woman once and for all and engages in hand-to-hand combat. He almost strangled her, but the woman pushed off the wall with her heel and pushed Nash off the roof. He is hanging on the edge, and instead of a big explosion, Nash said goodbye to life right on New Year's Eve. After that, the police find Kate and investigate the scene on the roof. The detective hands Kate a phone, and Sam calls her. He's alive, and the first thing he rushes to tell her is that her intuition is phenomenal. There are over 1 million people in Times Square today, and she saved them all. Thanks to her dedication to serving the people and her persistence, Kate managed to defeat evil. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so you don't miss new interesting plots.